you on this wonderful Christchurch morning. The start of a new year is always a good time to start afresh, sticking new ideas, new vigour, and also to recommit to making progress on important priorities that we might have taken our eye off in the last year or so. Sometimes in the rush of daily workloads, it is easy to take your eye off underlying issues that are really important. And in the last year, we've certainly had been jogging off our perch a couple of times, both physically and financially. And in the sustainability context, there have been a lot of ebbs and flows in focus towards addressing the question of how we as humans manage our lusts and urges. Is it too early in the morning to say that? Maybe. Our addictions to more and more and bigger, and we have to think about how we can have a happy, fulfilling existence without destroying the natural systems, support systems we depend on for our survival. Some in business and politics who have seen these ebbs and flows, have seen an ebb in interest in sustainability, make the mistake of assuming that this is something, a fad that will pass. But in fact, just the opposite is the case. The laws of physics tell us that you can't have exponential growth in a closed system like planet Earth. And each time we don't respond appropriately and don't start taking the right appropriate actions to address our unsustainability of our current practices, then the next time round the problems are more severe, the risks are more critical for us and our descendants, and the pressures from our customers, our insurers, our investors, the media, and all our stakeholders are just bigger than ever. It feels like there's been an ebb the last few years. A couple of years ago we had interest in energy. We were riding high, fed by growing public understanding about the risks of climate change from Al Gore's movie, and a Prime Minister who had started talking about potential New Zealand had to be a leader in sustainability, and some quite useful programs like Gov3 that were trickling down right through, not just through government departments, but through many of the suppliers providing goods and services to government, ideas about getting more sustainable practice in place. And then we had an election and a new government that seemed to think sustainability was a label word, so they actually banned government servants using it. And an international financial crisis that meant, for many, surviving day to day became the important focus. And as the parliamentary research paper that on oil prices that came out late last year noted, oil is the lifeblood of modern civilization, and cheap oil is running out. So it's possible that the world economy is at the start of a cycle of supply crunches leading to price spikes and recessions, followed by recoveries leading to supply crunches. So on that cheerful note, I'm delighted that Tom, on behalf of EIANZ and Institute of Management, has brought together to inform, inspire and delight us such a great panel of speakers. Starting with Tom, who's taking an economy-wide view about the opportunities in New Zealand for New Zealand. Then Kerry looking more specifically about the application of sustainability principles in infrastructure development. And then Roger, who's going to give us some general guidelines. So starting with Tom. Sorry for Duncan. Sorry for Duncan. And I wrote it down here. No, Tom.
That's okay. I hope I'm not talking.
So starting with Duncan. Duncan is the director of Greenhouse, an entity dedicated to helping grow and distribute New Zealand's clean and low carbon technologies. And it's in that role that he's involved in a number of really interesting projects. One is coming up at the moment is a digital showcase of New Zealand's clean tech companies, which will commence during the Rugby World Cup in order to raise the international profile of this industry. And he's also involved in a carbon project in the Middle East, which is interesting. Just, you know, there are so surprisingly few carbon projects happening in that region. He's come with a varied background, for one so young, I think, in terms of environmental science and consulting and involvement in infrastructure work and various other relations to carbon emissions management and clean investment. And he's also the coordinator and spokesperson for 100% Plan, an exciting new initiative we'll be hearing more about shortly. So please welcome Duncan, who's making the case for taking New Zealand in a new direction and a clean economy. Welcome, Duncan.